Hi guys, this is Crossy of Eclipse Gaming TV and welcome to part 1 of my FM2014 Living the Dream series. So after a fairly decent start to the Dover Athletic Lower League to Champions League Challenge, I'm pushing on with FM2014 and throwing up another series of videos. This will be a fairly short series in comparison, I would think, but we'll see how it goes, see how popular it becomes. And the title kind of gives away a bit about what we're trying to do here. A lot of you guys will no doubt have been in the same position that I was when we were a lot younger, and our parents got us into football at an early age, or my dad definitely did. I was getting dragged to Gillingham games from the age of about 3 or 4, wrapped up in about as many layers of coats and scarves and hats and whatever as I could be wrapped up in, possibly. I was like the Michelin Man trying to walk to the stadium. And yeah, my love for football started out at a very early age. I'm sure most of you that have stumbled across this will be feeling exactly the same thing about how you got into it. And of course, as it goes along with that, there is always that dream of wanting to become a professional footballer. So I'm going to get as close as I can and stick myself into Football Manager, and we'll see how that works out. So let's jump straight to it really quickly. I've got things just about set up, and here is myself in the game. I might go back and tweak this and see how it goes, or maybe run it a couple of times and see what sort of results we get, depending on the popularity. What I've gone for anyone that's familiar with the editor, is 100 current ability, 200 potential ability, so my career could go in pretty much any direction. A few things that seem a little bit off here is that I seem to be earning 4.8k a week and 1.7 million pounds worth of value, so I might have to cut myself down a little bit on that front. We shall see. So the height figure is about right. The age and the date of birth and all that stuff is also bang on. So we are going for accuracy here. And as much as I would love to put myself into the game, as we all would, as a 30 goal a season man, I don't think that is going to happen. It's not quite realistic for anyone that's seen me playing football. So instead I put myself in as the kind of combative target man up front, is the best way that it's described on Football Manager. So I'll be one of those that puts himself about a bit, as you can see, with the bravery, determination, work rate stats, which are all quite high. Maybe too high for what we're trying to do here. We'll just have to see how things pan out. And of course the heading stat is right up there. You'll see a few of the other areas. Technique is probably a bit too high for the kind of role I'm playing and the level I'm jumping in at, but you can see, for example, that things like free kicks, finishing, etc. is a little on the low side. You'll also see I've put myself in at Ebbsfleet United, and the way that I've set the stats up, it does mean that I am going to be the strongest player in the Ebbsfleet United team. Main reason for that is to make sure that at least early on I'm getting a little bit of football, if nothing else. And the second thing was that I planned to get my picture in here, get my ugly mug in the game, took the picture and everything, and I do have an Ebbsfleet United shirt. Reasons for that, well, it's a long story. We'll probably go into that at a later part down the series, but I haven't figured out how to get that into the game, and it's quite a long and drawn out process. So chances are I'll do one run through of the series, and then if it's popular, I'll tweak a few things and make sure I get that picture in there as well. I'll do my very best to. So I'm not expecting to stick around at Ebbsfleet too long with the way that stats, etc. are working out. But by the same token, also not going to get players coming in and snapping me out of the non-leagues, either at £1.7 million asking price for a 24-year-old that has only just entered into any kind of... well, I say full-time football, but Ebbsfleet aren't strictly full-time, so not even at that point yet. And as we can see here, contract expires in 2 years. So I've got a 2-year deal at Ebbsfleet. We'll probably stick here for that couple of years, unless someone does come in with a transfer, which I would say is fairly unlikely. And the way I'm going to run this one through is just to simulate. So we'll simulate year by year and come back and see how I'm getting on, how my career develops or doesn't develop. And I think it's going to be an interesting ride. Hope you guys stick with me and enjoy this. It should be a good series of videos. Will last as long as my career does, so we're probably talking something like 10 videos. I'll do one part per year, so it'll be a short 10 to 15 video series, I would think. But in the meantime, keep an eye on this one. I'll have a playlist running on the channel very soon, and if you are interested in what's going on here with FM2014, then subscribe to the channel. I'll have a fair bit of action going on. Like the video, and any feedback you've got, things you want me to do different next time around, then just drop those in the comments section. Thank you very much.